Welcome back. Trent is a stock on your radar, 16-17% gone on Trent. This is the biggest single-day fall in more than 10 months for Trent. Manglam is now joining in with what they said in terms of the Q4 business update.
Well, it's a perfect storm for Trent, and that explains why the stock is seeing its biggest intraday fall since March 2020. That's the pandemic levels itself. And what are the three factors of this perfect storm? One, the market sentiment being weak. Secondly, in that the company has reported a weak fourth quarter update. And the third part is that valuations are also not conducive for Trent, despite the downtick that we've seen in the stock. What's important is that their fourth quarter revenue has grown by about 28%. Now, normally you would say 28% isn't bad in this current consumer environment. But remember, Trent over the last 3 years has been compounding its revenue annually at over 80%. Over the last 5 years, it's been compounding at over 35% itself. So when you compare it to its own historical growth, it is a disappointment. More than that, if you compare it to its own FY25 growth itself, FY25, the company's revenue grew at around 35%. So in light of that, this 28% seems extremely weak too. They've added more Zudio stores than the street was anticipating, and those stores were mostly back-ended in the latter half of the quarter. So them leading to growth in the next year is something that everyone will most definitely keep an eye out on. But remember, Zudio stores are margin dilutive for the company because they operate on lower gross margins. So, declining growth, increasing revenue coming in from margin dilutive business along with high valuations. Trent, remember, at peak was trading at around 120, 122 times FY26 price to earnings. Now with a decline of almost 45-50% from the peak, the stock is still trading at around 80 times one-year forward price to earnings. So all these factors coming in on Trent and causing the decline that we've seen on the stock today.
Thank you so much, Manglam, for joining us and explaining to us what's actually caused an over 15% fall in Trent's stock price today. But